Welcome. In this video, we begin discussing the Instructional Systems Development ISD. We define ISD, discuss the goal of ISD, identify what ISD is and is not, and review the highlights of the ISD process. Education and training are essential for the effective operation of the Air Force, but it can be expensive and can account for a large portion of the Air Force's annual budget. A major concern for every commander and manager is whether personnel are adequately prepared to do the job. There is a tendency to assume that instruction is the solution for every operational problem. This assumption results in wasted dollars when it is not valid. The inclination is for commanders and managers to request more instruction than needed, or to request instruction for a non-instructional related problem. The challenge is to provide adequate instruction for your personnel when they need it. Since 1965, the Air Force has used the instructional system development process to help commanders and managers resolve the instructional dilemma. Principles of instructional systems development, also known as instructional systems design, have evolved over the past 3 decades from ISD as a tool for applying behavioral learning principles to classroom instruction. Beginning with models of step-by-step procedures designed to enable anyone to develop instruction, ISD has evolved into sophisticated models concerned with complex technological as well as cognitive and attitudinal issues that require experienced instructional design experts to sort out. Today's instructional development, updating, and revisions require expertise not only in instructional design but also in media, for example, computer hardware and software, video and interactive systems, as well as cognitive learning theories and vastly complex content areas. The scope of required expertise has gone beyond the capabilities of the single instructional design expert and now requires a team of experts from several disciplines.
The ISD steps for building a course are comparable to steps for building a home. Building a quality home requires a systematic process so the home meets standards, personal, structural, and community standards among them. It could be disastrous if one critical step, such as drawing up the blueprints, was left out. The same ideas apply to developing quality training. In the model shown, the system functions and ISD phases are embedded in the quality improvement process. ISD helps to validate that there is a training need, there is an effective and efficient solution to the need, the solution can be implemented, the solution can be assessed to determine whether it meets the need. During development and operation of an instructional system, there is a total continuing requirement for technical and management improvement. The new model of the ISD process reflects the movement away from rigorously applied procedures and emphasizes adaptability to changing environments. These concerns have become cornerstones of the Air Force ISD process. It is important to remember that ISD is 1. Flexible and systematic, meaning that the instructional system development is a deliberate and orderly but flexible process for planning, developing, implementing, and managing instructional systems. 2. A tool to develop the right training to solve the problem. Properly developed, ISD ensures that personnel are taught in a cost-efficient way the knowledge, skills, and attitudes essential for successful job performance.
Keep in mind that ISD is not a lockstep linear process. You need to think of ISD as being circular. In the model, the system functions and ISD phases are embedded in the quality improvement process. The updated ISD model has been designed to represent simplicity and flexibility so that instructional developers with varying levels of expertise can understand the model and use it to develop effective, cost-efficient instructional systems. The model also depicts the flexibility that instructional developers have to enter or re-enter the various stages of the process as necessary. The nature and scope of the development, update, or revision effort determine the entry or re-entry into a particular stage of the process. So, what is the goal of ISD?
As originally adopted in the Air Force, the goal of instructional systems development has always been to increase the effectiveness and efficiency of education and training. This is accomplished by fitting instruction to jobs, eliminating irrelevant knowledge from courses while ensuring that students acquire the necessary skills, knowledge, and attitudes to do the job. Instruction was developed for the areas most critical to do job performance and was not to be wasted in areas having a low probability of meeting immediate or critical long-term needs. The ISD process prescribed a series of procedures which address decisions about exactly what, where, how, and when to teach the skills, knowledge, and attitudes needed to perform everyday tasks selected for instruction. As such, the overall goal of ISD is to increase the effectiveness and efficiency of education and training. The process serves a threefold purpose. First, to produce graduates who can perform their job after receiving initial training. In essence, students will receive the exact training they need to perform assigned duties with a minimum of wasted time. After arriving at their first duty location, they can be expected to perform certain tasks at a specific level. Instructional development is based on the job performance requirements. Second, the ISD process ensures students are taught in the most cost-efficient manner the SKAs, skills, knowledge, attitudes, essential for successful job performance. Eliminating irrelevant skills and knowledge instruction from the course is a primary goal. And third, the ISD process ensures, by the use of effective measurement, graduates acquire the necessary skills, knowledge, and attitudes to do the job. Now, let's review some of the highlights of the ISD process. First, the ISD model provides the simplicity and flexibility needed for instructional system developers to develop effective, efficient instructional systems. Second, ISD is a continuous process with the flexibility to enter and re-enter the various phases as necessary to develop or revise instruction. Third, all ISD activities and system functions focus on a continuous quality improvements throughout the life cycle of the training system. Fourth, using the ISD model to design instructional systems will make sure your courses are operational when bringing the training system online. Many ISD models have been developed and used over the last few decades. Models differ in terms of the number of steps, the names of steps, and the recommended sequence of functions.